Hello and welcome. In this lecture, we are going to talk about how to run Docker applications in the browser. So now the Docker is providing that in a great opportunity where we can run that in all Docker applications along with a Swarm as well in a browser itself. But due to that in the limitations of a time, and you cannot make your data and files persistent. But yes, for learning purpose, this is one of the great way. Without installing anything, you can run in your local system. So what we need your like in a you have to sign up in GitHub like in a free, and so just sign up if you have not done, and if you want to more detail for sign up, you can follow that in previous lecture. And what you have to just type that play with a Docker online, and you will be see that in link something like that, labs.play hyphen with hyphen docker.com. Just click on it. You'll be see that in a skins like that, where you'll be asking that in logging, and there is options called like in Docker. So I have already created my Docker Hub account, and I'm signing with that account and click on the sign in. So once we'll do that in sign in, we'll get the that button converted into the start, and you can see that in further details about that and once you'll click that in a start, you'll be see that in options like in 4 hours these sessions will be like in a live. After that, in whatever servers and all is there, it will be wipe up, and you can close the sessions. And we have an instance like in add new instance, you have a different setting as well. Once you click that in add new instance, one new node will be added, and this node you can connect from that in a local PC, and with this port IP address, you can communicate from one like in host to another. This is one way. You can add that in another instance as well, and but it's just adding that in a node. There is a here you can just type that in already pre-install and back, everything is there. You are not going to do anything. Let's say docker hyphen v and docker. So you'll be see that in client and all other versions as well. So it's having that in pre-install. Same thing you can do that in here also. Yeah, so now in browser we are getting that in a server where you can type that in docker command and see that in all test. Another options we have like in just copy this you can right click and copy, open the bitbucket git bash, sorry, and you can do that in some temp directory if you have, like, and I'm in that in temp, and just do that in ssh. So it will be connect to that in your local PC as well now. And in this editor, you can do that in whatever command you want, which is easy compared to that in a browser. But still, that will be also available until this time. So now we got that in another server. Third options we are like in. Let me quit this ones because we want to see that in other options. Close it. So let me delete this one. So that instance deleted, that is also deleted. Here we have options to run that in a docker followed by that in swarm as well. So it's saying that in one manager and one worker. Yeah, so here we'll see that in a more flavor, 5 managers and no workers. All are the managers only, 3 managers and 2 workers, so we'll see that in why all this is needed in more detail. So let's say like in higher end, I'm using that in 3 managers and 2 workers. So it's running the template, and you'll be see that in a 5 servers over here. manager 1, manager 2, manager 3, worker 1 and worker 2, and all are on, and we can see that in all five instances is up. So in all will be have that in it, Docker will be installed, and you can see that in the manager also. Yeah, so by default it's installed. So what is happening, it's creating a container inside the container, and the availability will be there for 4 hours. So we'll not see more than that because we are not aware about that in more than docker hyphen v. So don't worry about that, and this is the one of the way where we can go and run that in our applications directly into that in browser. And let me do that in one quickly. So do you see docker run hello hyphen hello hyphen world. So this is the another command you can see that. Let me open that in this one. So select it and copy. Git bash, and here we have what best. Yeah, so doc docker run hello hyphen hello world. So it's created like in from hello world, and this message so that your installations appear to be working correctly. To generate this message, Docker took the following step. First step, the Docker client content the Docker daemon. The Docker daemons pull that in hello world image from that in Docker Hub. The Docker Hub daemon created new container from that in image to run, and so on and so forth. And you can see that in here the example is that like in it's there into that in getting started. So there's nothing required, just we have to create that in the instance, and until 4 hours you can play with this instance, and you can run that in all those example and I can say that that's all about in these lectures, because video is going for like in a long time. We'll see that in these options if needed in more once we'll start that in like in Docker, followed by that in Swarm. But these ones I have some limitations, I'll let you know. And thanks for watching.